a couple to wrap it up, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we almost at the end here. So I think for my last A&W, and I'm gonna fuck your head up a little bit again more with this one, man. And this one I think is a popular one, dog.
Shit.
Take a puff, take a sip, whatever you gotta do. This one here, man, is just simple as that, man. DMX or Tupac?
I, I'm not gonna walk off on you. I'm not gonna walk off on you. However, I am upset that you asked this question because, bro, again, and this is again like for the reason you started to do this, and I'm going to answer the question, but again, like these are the hip hop talks that we've had time and time again,
Hmm.
like off camera, but there was never no camera around, but we felt like we're good discussions, and we got the spot to talk about it. I've told people for the longest that I feel that DMX doesn't deserve the hate about him being a copy.
Facts.
When people use that DMX is just a copy of Tupac, that's where you lose me.
Where does that even work?
That's where
One
you
was praying, the other one was a poet. Don't even make sense.
yes, two separate things, two separate things. Now, I'll tell you like this. If you're asking me bigger bigger impact as far as inspiration, all of that, like what they left on the game and everything like that, that's Tupac easy. If we're
Hold
talking,
on now. I don't know if that's so easy because now both of them are not here with us no more, unfortunately.
I agree,
And
but
they both
it's
but
go ahead now, go ahead. No,
no, no,
I was gonna
no. I'm gonna let you go off because you might be really right. Tupac's impact is way more influential than DMX's in regards to that. Go ahead, keep
because
going,
I
keep
think
going.
because I think even no, I think those, don't get me wrong. There are those of us who, if you say something wrong about DMX, just like at least in my eyes, Prince or Michael Jackson or anybody, I'm gonna smack the shit out you. Like there's just certain people, like even though, like bro, like even though I don't know them, even though bro, there are certain people who we've never met in real life that people can't disrespect
Oh,
in
you can't
front of you.
disrespect
You got
Eminem
a
and me,
favorite, you got
dog. You can't.
like for real, like it's going down. It's going down. And DMX is one of those. However, I do not think that DMX, like just overall, just like impact and legacy though, will be felt as much as Tupac's was. You know what I'm saying?
One thousand
Like
percent factual on that.
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because now with people, it's easy when people try to go in the booth and try to rap like nah, bro, you trying to rap like Tupac and do
Hmm.
that whole
Trying to be Lil
you know what I'm
Zane and
saying?
shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Lil Zane was the last person to do that
Right
shit.
now with DMX, you really only copying him. You really only copying DMX when you like either bark on a track or you, you know,
Hmm.
you know what I'm
How's it
saying? When you
going
start
there? You know what
try
I
to
mean?
like
That's
copy the
it.
cadence and stuff, because it's a
Yeah.
lot of people with that raspy voice who do that.
Ja Rule
So
tried to do it.
yeah, but then Ja Rule started doing this. You know, yeah.
Yo, still those
Yeah,
eyes.
he started doing all of that shit. So I'm like, bruh, nah, not him. But I think lyrically though, lyrically is
Gotta go
where
X. Gotta go X.
lyrically I'm going X, bro, because uh while while Pac is, don't get me wrong, like he is super influential, bro. Like, and you were talking, bro, there's probably not a bigger Tupac head watching or on this thing right now. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm telling
I
y'all.
think my cousin got you matched. She's married to this nigga still.
Is she in the chat? Is she in the
Nah,
chat?
nah, she ain't in the
And then she
chat.
don't, yeah, nah,
She don't
she don't
count. She
count.
don't count.
Yeah, yeah, she don't count. She don't count because you probably right because she gonna outquote my ass. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I ain't even about to go there. But just I feel like as time has gone on, I feel like we have overhyped, or you know what I'm saying, like the bars and things like that when it comes to Tupac. And
Facts.
that's not discrediting, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like saying that my nigga can't spit or nothing like that, because I'm telling you,
But he's not the
like
lyricist that everybody keeps trying to gas
that
him up to be.
exactly, because again when as we get advanced, you go back and you listen to some Tupac songs, and just like if I would put it to you like this, if Tupac was to release some of those songs now while we're doing reactions on those albums that we give fives and people just out there handed five cups up to, I would probably be giving some threes.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like there are some average stuff out there. Like he does have some average stuff out there as well. And
Right.
Sippers, I told y'all this. I critique even my favorite artists. My favorite artists can even get this work, and that's just being real.
Facts.
It was just,
Listen, Eminem
like,
gets slandered a lot of times, and people get mad.
bro, it's like you gotta keep it real though.
Yeah.
And Tupac, there are some Tupac songs that I hear now. He has some that stand the test of time. He has some that you hear and you be like, all right, we probably could have, you know what I'm saying, took a little bit more time on that. Like I get it. I get it. It's a flex writing so many songs in such amount
Right,
of
and having so
time.
much material, but it's like some of
Right,
that
but
shit wasn't hitting.
they have to be good. And also, I don't know if y'all know this, but Tupac did not write all his material.
Ooh, ooh. I didn't even know
Two,
that. Ooh.
not all, not all, not all, not
Ooh.
all. I touch, and I'm gonna tell. All I will tell you is to go do your home. All I will do is go tell you to do your homework. And this is coming
All
from
I'm gonna say is ooh.
bro. I was the same way.
God.
I was the same way. My OG put me on. My OG put me on this one. If you just go back and you look at, just go. There's a West Coast artist named The Governor. There's a West Coast artist named The Governor, and that's all I'm gonna tell y'all. The Governor and
Ooh.
Tupac. If you do your research on that, then you will find it out. Now, Pac wrote majority of his stuff. Yes, he did. So did Snoop. But at the same time, Jay-Z also penned some stuff for Snoop
I
Dogg
mean,
as
he wrote
well.
the Chronic. I mean, he wrote Still Dre.
You see what I'm saying? So for
So
me,
I can't
go
get
ahead.
mad at that though. I can't, at this stage
No,
when you
it's
know
not.
what you know, I can't fault artists anymore because it's like if your main stuff isn't written by somebody else, then I guess I have to give you like the whatever. Because I think
And that,
everybody does that.
and that right there is where it gets dicey
It's
with
super
Pac
dicey.
because a lot of the joints that I'm talking about, a lot of the joints. Now,
Ooh.
first off, while I'm sitting here, and I would have to go back and confirm because like I know what I know, but I would have to go back and confirm which if there was anything on like All Eyes on Me and stuff like that before in like Tupacalypse Now and all of that stuff like
Hmm.
that. I would have to go back and double check that. However, there's unreleased underground tracks that Tupac released that didn't come out either that I know for sure
Mm.
has those on it. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying?
Okay. You talking some
So
shit right
it
now.
this
You
so
talking some shit
but
right now.
so what I would have to do, and I have no problem doing it. Y'all, matter of fact, I will do it. I will do the homework and confirm for y'all if the Governor has any tracks that he wrote for Pac on any of these new songs. I know there's influence. I can say that there's influence, but you know what I'm saying, as far as
The
the
pen.
writing part on things,
Yeah.
yeah, as far as the pen on things like All Eyes on Me, Strictly for My Niggas, Tupacalypse Now, you know what I'm saying? Like all of those joints, then I would have to go and do specific songs. But yes, Pac did not write all of his material either. And me myself, I hold artists to like a big standard for that. So for
Agreed.
me, I would say DMX when it comes to the lyrical side of it, and Tupac when it comes to just like the message and the movement, because Tupac's deal was bigger than music, bro.
Yeah. I
That
mean, he's from the
influence and
from
stuff.
the Black Panthers, dog. So
Yes, bro. So
he's
it
come from
was
that
like
elk.
that was a whole movement. And then when you think about the rapper turned actor and stuff like that and doing all of that, like he did a lot of things, but not everything that Tupac said as far as like bar wise, not all of it is just timeless material, I should say. You know
Word.
what I'm saying? Or does it, or not that it's timeless material, my bad. I'm sorry, that just feels disrespectful to say because in my opinion, I feel like it is. I wouldn't put it up to, if you was to ask me this 10 years ago, I probably would give it everything Tupac dropped would be 5 cups. But you know what I'm saying? Time go on, you listen to stuff, you analyze, you sit there, you get
Some
more
things don't
wiser, you
age
break
well.
stuff
Yeah.
down. Yeah. And it's like, nah, you know what? If I'm listening, this one's a 3.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? This was probably your 4. All right, that's a 5. That right there. Nah, I probably would have went back and redid that. And that's just how I feel.
And it's funny. I heard you say that about Pac real quick. So I wanted to just actually piggyback off of something that I said earlier and what you had just mentioned. I think Pac might be the only artist where a lot of the stuff that was released and that we know of that's played mainstream, etc., has been really good, and then you go into the deep cuts and those aren't as good as what you know. Is that a fair thing to say? Because I feel like a lot of Tupac
Yes.
songs that are out there, I'm like, I love those that are out there, but then when I go do a deep dive, I'm like, I can do that with that one. That was like whatever.
You know what?
You know what I'm saying? I think everything that's
I
been released
I
was
want to
always
say I
top
want to
notch.
say I want to say yes on that. However, I do want to say that because I want to go back and confirm it. I'm just gonna go to the All Eyes on Me album right now because, for instance, like I'd rather be your Nigga and things like that.
Yeah,
Like those were some good
that's a
joints.
fire song right there. Yep.
So now I gotta say I would say he had his moments where they were like that, but not everything
Okay,
because
and he had a lot of
if I
material too. So.
right because think of it and ambitious as a rider,
Mhm.
all about you. Every
Mhm.
other city
It's all
we
about you.
go,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You
every
already know
other
that Nate Dogg
radio.
hook, baby.
And
Everywhere
that's
I
it. You got
go, I see the same
same hook.
hoes.
It's a hit. Scandalous. Nate Dogg on
Yep,
that was
Scandalous is
fire.
another good one. That's a
Got my mind
scandalous.
made
She's so
up.
scandalous.
Scandalous.
She's so
She's so
scandalous.
scandalous.
She's so
She's so
scandalous.
scandalous.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah,
bro,
yeah, yeah.
it's a banger. Got my mind made up with Method Man and
Yep,
Redman
that's a good one
and
too.
Corrupt.
That's a good
You
one.
know what
Damn.
I'm
Okay, okay.
saying? How do you want it?
Oh, I mean,
How do you feel?
the
Of
beat drop
course.
alone. You know what I'm
Two
saying?
of America's Most Wanted with him and
Oh
Snoop
shit! Oh,
Dogg.
you naming the classics right now. Yeah, that's a classic
Okay, all right,
album
okay,
right
all right,
now.
all
Yeah,
right,
yeah, yeah.
yeah, all right, okay, so all right, cool. No More Pain. That's a banger.
I like
Hearts
that
of
song too.
Men. Dope. Life Goes On.
That
Only
one's good
God can
too.
judge
That
me.
one's good too.
That's a B cut album that people still quote and get tattooed on
Yeah,
them to this
yeah,
day.
that's a fact.
Trade and War Stories. Damn, there's a lot of fucking hits on here. What's your phone number? Can't See Me with George Clinton. George Clinton Can't See Me is probably that is one of the
Damn,
best intros when you pop a CD in I have ever freaking heard in my life.
homie
My
got that
God.
right now. Homie got that.
Sure. Said he's gonna be a thug.
Thug.
Said he's gonna be.
That
One day
beat's
he's gonna
fire
be.
too. That's one
Said
of
he's
the
gonna
best
be.
beats.
So this guy, like, bro. So now, like, I'm gonna have to say, like, his because, but he would have those moments though where
And
on
that's
some
an all-timer
tracks.
album though too. Like that album's an all-timer. With all due
Okay, for sure.
respect.
For sure, for sure. Okay, so hold on. To be fair, let me pull up one more. Then let me pull up one more just to get out because I ain't gonna lie. All Eyes on Me is a front to backer though.
That's a
That's for
front to
sure.
backer. Yeah, bro. Like that's like a
Matter of
get
fact,
rich.
okay,
That's a get rich
okay.
right there.
So if we gonna do that, then that means we gotta take off. We gotta take off. Um, All Eyes on Me and the Don Culuminati Machiavelli album.
Okay.
Those two we gotta take off.
Yes,
So let's
yes.
do. Okay. So let's look at All Eyes on Me. Let's look at the All Eyes on Me album. Um, Wait, no, that's where I just was.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm about to
sorry,
say you
y'all.
was just at that one. That's why I'm like,
I
that's the
just said that
classic.
shit.
Yeah, you fucked me
Okay.
up for a minute. I was like, hold
Oh
up.
damn, did I just say that? Okay. So Apocalypse Now, that's the Fairy Verse one because that was Digital Underground.
Yep,
All
yep.
right,
That was
Me Against the
before
World.
MOB Money Over Bitches Pac. You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Which to me personally, Tupacalypse Now, that's my favorite album because that was legit. Like I legit got introduced to Tupac on Tupacalypse Now. Like I
Okay.
remember finding that CD in my mom's freaking drawer.
Right.
Tupacalypse Now was a banger. But I'll go Me Against the World then.
That's a good one.
Okay. Temptations. If I Die Tonight, ooh, that's a banger. If I Die Tonight's a banger. Me Against the World's a hit.
Me Against the World's a good one.
Shed So Many Tears. That
That's
wait, but
selective.
that was a single too though, wasn't it? With the because it had the same. Dun, 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 I
Shed
lost
so
so
many.
many tears.
Yeah, I'm about to say shed so many tears.
Yeah, that one's one. Yeah, Young Niggas on it. Heavy in the Game. Lord
Heavy in the Game's a good
knows.
one too. I like that one. The game's been
Yeah,
good to me. I
bro.
like that
Like
one.
this,
Yeah.
I think he. I think it's some stuff. Lord knows is good. Dear Mama, we gonna skip.
Yeah, we already know Dear Mama's there.
Can you get away? It ain't easy. Okay, yeah, here we go. Here we go. Okay. See, Death Around the Corner is good. Fuck the
Yep.
World is good.
Yep.
Outlaw is good.
Yep.
But here is where we get. I will say these are the three on this album that were kind of eh. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Four actually. I'll give it four. Let me be real. I'll give it four. It ain't easy. Can you get away? Old school, and if I die tonight.
I can't tell you I
Those
remember those either, too, which is funny. Like I don't think I remember those off the top of my head.
and there's reason for that. There's reason for that. Because remember earlier when I was telling you about like those lost tapes,
Yeah.
that stuff that was unreleased, some of the tracks on Me Against the World came from that. Like the If I Die
Mm.
Tonight is off of a Thug Life project that Pac has. And then Old School is off of, I'm not gonna lie, I can't see the picture right now for that. I don't know why it actually. I clicked on the song by Tupac and it took me to the movie with freaking Will Ferrell and Luke Wilson.
That's
I'm not
crazy.
about to. Yeah, I'm not. I'm not about to fuck. I'm not
Not
about
even
to.
not even the fake Tupac movie, just Will
Right, not
Ferrell in
even the
them.
fake Tupac movie, bro. Like that, damn. But this album though, even though this kind of could contradict my point, this is one of those where it's dicey because if you people would pick songs that we named were hits that were B-side out cuts to prove their point. Like no, Tupac does have some. However, the ones that I just mentioned proves my point that
There's
there's
some
some ones in
iffies.
there
There's some
that's
iffies in there.
there's some iffies in there because
Yeah.
on if I die tonight, it ain't easy. Can you get away? In Old School, we've heard Tupac address these topics in similar forms and similar fashions before. So some of it does get repetitive. I'm telling you, like
Yeah.
if you do go back and listen, you will hear that there is some repetitiveness in some of Tupac's stuff. Again, this isn't me being a hater. This is one of Tupac's biggest fans sitting here just giving
No, you good,
critique
dog.
on
You can
stuff
you
that
can
I,
critique somebody and be a fan, dog. It's alright.
you know what I'm saying? Like just weird deal. But you know, nowadays every night if you ain't dick riding,
Oh,
you
you
a
a
hater
hater? Yeah,
now.
you a
You know
hater
what I'm
and
saying? You
shit.
a
Yeah, of
hater
course,
now
dog. That
if
should
you
be
don't agree
crazy.
with everything. But it's like, bro, that's just real deal. So no, DMX. I would say DMX for the if we're talking pen, I'm going DMX, bro.
Okay. And I think I'm with you there. You know what I'm saying? I can't disagree with you on your points for Pop nor for X. I think for me, I would say, like I said earlier, my first tape ever bought was DMX's Dark and Hell is Hot. So that's always gonna hold
Mm,
a special place for me, you know what I'm saying, as far as like the impact on hip hop for me. Like that album impacted me on a level that I can't even understand to this day. I just know that like that was just something that impacted me because I still go back and listen to it. You know what I'm saying? Because that came out in what '98, which was a great year in hip hop as well too. But
yeah.
that came out
Oh
in
wait, was it
'98, and I was 10.
was it 98 or
I believe I
96?
believe it was
Was
'98. I believe it was
98?
'98.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
for
yeah. I
sure.
think because I
Show
think
me right.
'98 was like it was a
No,
great year in hip hop. It was like Jay Z, Master P, DMX.
he
Um,
dropped because he dropped two because he dropped
he
Flesh in
back to
My
back,
Flesh that
flesh in my
same
flesh,
year,
blood in my
right?
blood, like a little bit after
Yeah,
that. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Which was also a fire album too. But I think because I bought that, I always will hold that in a special place, and I'll probably always put DMX over because that was the first thing that I was able to just deep dive into, listen to, purchase on my own. Because I grew up on Pac. You know what I'm saying? Like my
Yeah,
cousins and everything. Like I grew up around Pac. But once again, I think when Pac died, I was in probably the fourth grade or some shit like that. 'Cause I think he died in '96. So I
right.
was not, able to have the Pac experience. So the next thing, best thing coming was the X because X made crazy sales when he first got onto the scene. So he was doing the movies and he was just in the same role as Pac. You know what I'm saying? Bald head, rapping, preaching, poetic,
Yeah,
acting, impactful, selling out, crazy tours and shit like that. So he was on the same level as
yeah.
Pac in regards to that. But I would obviously go for X because lyrically, I don't think Pac was fucking with X lyrically. You know what I mean? When it comes to just the lyrical
No,
aspect of things, man. Like Pac could
like my
write,
nigga back.
but
We brought up Nas, but
Jay
DMX
Z.
battled Jay Z too.
And
You know what I'm
they
saying?
all
And
say he
won.
lost. Yeah, they all say Jay Z lost.
and he won that. And it's like what you were saying about Tupac because of like you saying like the time frame for like when he died. Like when he did die, we got the Tupac Outlaws album in '99. We got
Right,
Until the End of Time in 2001. So
which
you
was a
had
fire one
like
too. That was fire.
loyal to the game and stuff like that,
Hmm.
like things that dropped after the fact that was produced by Eminem and
Right.
other people
Hmm.
who held it down. But when you go to DMX though, I don't think people really understand how much DMX was working. Let me go ahead and give y'all the discography for DMX, like for
And they
real. All
all
right,
went platinum, all up until probably the year of the dog.
bro, no, he's talking facts. 90, bro, it's for real. Because if I go right here, let me see. I'm
I
just trying
think
to
Year
make
of the
sure that
Dog
I'm
was
not
like
getting
'06, right? '06 was probably like the quick fall off of X, and then everything else after that was
Yeah,
whatever.
well, I see Year of the Dog again in '06, unless he dropped two on that one, but I'm gonna scroll through and see.
Because
Let me
you
see.
had as Dark as Hell is Hot, Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood, and then there was X. Um, I'm forgetting one in between that too. The Great Depression, which was fire. You know
Great
what I'm saying?
Depression
That's 4 albums.
2001. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Um,
Oh, you got Unleashed and Oh no, that was more like a mixtape.
yeah, that's like a
Unleashed
mix
and
or a comp or
Unreleased.
whatever.
Yeah.
But X had a good 4 album run that was crazy, crazy, crazy.
See, yeah, cause bro, he got multiple fucking hits, and then the Rough Rider albums.
Oh,
The Rough
Volume One
Riders.
and Volume Two and Volume Three.
Hold
Shit,
on, but don't forget, you can't forget about Grand Champ in '03.
that's the one I was forgetting. Grand
Good,
Champ.
yeah,
Yes, yes,
Grand Champ in '03,
yes,
and
yes.
then I mean, he did drop Exodus in 2021. That was one of the last ones. He did something in '08 as well, or like what was it? Was Year of the Dog again the one where he had the song where he did with the choir?
I can't remember. I'm not gonna lie. Lord, give me a sign. You talking about Lord, give me a sign?
Yeah, Lord, give me a sign. Was that album?
I can't remember. I feel like Year of the Dog and Year of the Dog again is like the same thing, so it might be a part of that little package though. But I can't remember off the top
Okay,
of my head. I'm not gonna lie to you.
for sure. Yeah, man, nah, man, dude was freaking working his ass off,
Hmm.
for real.
Yeah,
But
man.
yeah, like lyrically, he was one of those ones, and the way he could tell, bro, DMX could tell some stories because
Yes.
here we go again. It's still one of the coldest
Same old
stories
shit,
ever
dog. Just
told,
a different day.
bro. It is one of the coldest stories ever
Ever.
freaking told, bro.
It was
That, and when
Mahmoud the
Nas
Solar.
told the story backwards and
Oh,
shit, bro,
Rewind.
that's one of those like,
Fire.
yes, bro, Rewind is
Fire.
fucking fire.
I think
Like,
another sleeper song that's like that too is it's a Cassidy song, Innocent Man.
not ringing a bell right
That
now.
that one's where he was basically rapping the story about his case when he had blam somebody, and he was rapping about that from the point of his accident to the court case and everything else. If you ever when you get time, go listen to that Innocent Man by Cassidy. It goes, I'm an innocent man,
What
I'm
year
an
did this come
innocent
out?
man. This is I want to say '08 when he came out with the Bars
Okay,
album. When he came out with the Bars album.
okay, all right, no, okay, all right. Because when you were saying he was talking about what he was going through, I was like, why do I feel like I was in high school at this time, and that was the year that I graduated?
Mm,
Because my boy Jabri was heavy on this motherfucking Cassidy bag at that time because
okay.
Cassidy's another one of those ones who that boy can spit and also make some
Yeah.
fire ass tracks. Like he's one
With
of like he
Swiss.
can go
With
into
Swiss.
yeah with Swiss. Like yeah. We ain't gonna talk about was he don't let him make no beats by himself.
Yeah.
Don't let him
Only
make
with
no
Swiss,
beats by
bro.
himself. But like you get him like he can step into that battle rap lane, but also go out here and produce or
Hmm.
not produce, but well
He'll give
produce
you
in
a
the
song
sense
with
of
some
give
bangers.
you
Yeah.
yeah with some bangers on him and shit. Like Cassidy was one of those ones, man, for
100%.
real,
100%.
but yeah, nah, X for me, bro. On that one, if I would say like overall, if we're taking everything into account, I'm still going Tupac. But yeah, if we're breaking it down, if we're just talking bar for bar lyrics, DMX.
I'm with you on that, dog. I think that's really all I got for my A and W's as far as that goes. But I mean, as we conclude and wrap it up, man, I would like to just ask, or as we conclude this conversation, just be like, what are your goals as far as like